Olivia's kitchen is filled with good memories, and her fiancé John loves to cook. But the retro vibe isn't cutting it for him. So I'm gonna modernize this kitchen with some clever tricks that'll keep its charm. It's time for this eco-conscious couple to marry their design styles.
I absolutely love this house. My grandmother owned this house before us with my grandfather. We bought it from them a few months ago. This house holds a ton of memories for me. The first 5 years of my life, my parents dropped me off every morning. We'd have breakfast, we'd make cookies, we'd go to the park. It's a very special place and a special place in my heart. For me, the biggest challenge with this house is changing things. I'm really scared that if we do too much to it, it's not gonna feel like the same place.
I'm not as emotionally attached as Olivia is, and the kitchen is such an important room in the house. I'd love to have an updated space, something that we can entertain our friends and family in.
Although it's a bit challenging to make those changes, I know that's important for a fresh start for John and I and the new life that we're gonna build here.
Being green's really important to us. Someday we plan on having kids, and I think we'd both like to leave this world in a better place than it currently is for our kids and for their kids' kids.
This is a fabulous house.
Oh, thank you.
And you have some renovations happening.
Yes, yes, we do.
Oh my.
It's authentic retro. It's about as authentic as you can get. I don't necessarily want to get rid of everything because it's such good quality.
So you don't want me to do a gut job then, I'm guessing?
No, I'm really not ready to overhaul the entire house. This is where I had breakfast before school, so to come through and just tear it out, it just won't feel the same.
You want to maintain as much as you possibly can of this kitchen, both of you?
It's important to me to keep her happy, but I'd like to have a kitchen that's, functional and updated and that everything works.
Are these all original appliances?
I'm pretty sure they've been around at least for, I'd say, 20 years. You turn on the oven and it's only one temperature.
It's either off or super hot.
How can you cook with an oven like that?
Quickly?
Quickly, yeah.
Not just a colossal waste of energy.
It is, yeah.
What about the other appliances? This is kind of a beastie. Is this old?
I think it's 95.
I think that we can do better than this. I think that I can get you an Energy Star rated fridge and something that's a little sleeker. I love the line of these cabinets, but can I paint them? You're not gonna get a true update unless they're painted.
Okay, I'll think about it.
And I would have to take the hardware off. This is really dating the space.
I know.
I know that you're reluctant to do it, but we really need to modernize this kitchen. And I think that this entire bank, all of them, of the upper cabinets, should come out.
I was really surprised about how emotional I was speaking to Sam. I thought initially I was comfortable with changes, but I have such fond memories wrapped up in the kitchen.
And I'm telling you, by leaving this bank of cabinetry up, you're still gonna feel like you're walking into a 50s kitchen. And I just think you need to just open it up. You're not.
You're selling me out. You're like, do it all.
Yeah.
Who cares what you want?
Take a risk.
The last thing I want to talk about is this breakfast area. This is fabulous. But this wallpaper with the pears and the apricots and cherries and grapes.
I'm fruited out. It can go.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear you're fruited out. And I think we can do better than just a bulb sticking out. I think I have your vote again, John.
Yeah.
Olivia doesn't want change, but John's desperate for it. So I've got my work cut out for me. Luckily, I've also got Julia's eco-sensibility and Christian's contracting skills to help me do it. On this side, I would like to take out all of the cabinetry so that I could have open shelving. It's just gonna be brighter, fresher, and airier. And then on this side, I do think that there's merit to keeping the doors on because there's something charming about the cutout.
I kind of like them too.
I'd like to go with a gray.
You want to paint these cabinets the gray?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to paint the wood again.
You're so pro-wood.
Yeah, well, you just don't want to leave it alone.
But I think that the wood is what's dating it.
Now we could go dark on the countertops, or we can go light. These are quartz. You don't have to seal it. It's non-porous, so there's no chemicals coming off of it.
Amazing. If The cabinets are gray. I say that we go with a darker gray countertop and then a lighter gray backsplash.
So what are we gonna do about the flooring?
You know what? There's hardwood at the front entrance and then in your sight line from the living room and the dining room. So let's just do hardwood throughout.
And so you wanna match it?
I do.
Okay.
Also, look at how that fridge juts out there.
Yeah.
I want to get her a counter depth fridge. So that means fridge is going to be getting taller.
Skinnier too, right? Here's your existing fridge, right?
Yes.
So when we go to the small one, there's gonna be this extra little space that we have to fill in with something.
They like to entertain, maybe a wine rack.
Wine rack would be good. Something with a lattice.
I think that's too fussy.
Something more straight then.
Cubbies.
Little cubbies.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So that's where the wine goes, yeah?
Good. The last thing we need to talk about is this little breakfast nook at the back. Right now we've got some fruity wallpaper on the wall.
It's a
Yes.
fruit salad.
It's a giant fruit salad. Circa 1970, I think that we can refresh the wallpaper.
We'll go looking.
We'll go on a shopping trip.
Road trip.
Road trip, here we come. After meeting with Kristen and Julia, we have come up with some great ideas. First is the floor. We're saying goodbye to that 70s linoleum and laying a hardwood that matches the rest of the flooring in the house, right on top, so there's nothing left for the dumpster. The cabinets on this side of the room are staying put, but we're trading in the retro brown for a hip, light gray. And to avoid too much contrast, we're painting the walls the same color. The biggest change is happening on the opposite wall, where we're replacing the uppers with open shelving. When Olivia and John see the sleeker look and easier access to dishware, I really think they're gonna love it. We thought the kitchen could use a hit of natural stone, but instead of using a big countertop slab, we're reducing the carbon footprint by going with a marble backsplash. It's a smaller application that's made mostly of offcuts. We're replacing all of their appliances with stainless steel Energy Star rated models, including a brand new gas stove, much more energy efficient than their old clunker. And over in the breakfast nook, we're going for a stunning update with glam touches that celebrate the history of the space. I'm really excited about the transformation of this space because we're going to modernize it, but keep the original charm of Olivia's grandmother's kitchen. Olivia and John want to update their kitchen,
It's authentic retro.
but some fond memories
This is where I had breakfast before school.
means mixing old with new. Olivia and John aren't feeling their fruity wallpaper, so Julie and I are checking out one of our favorite suppliers.
Are stripes an option?
I don't think that stripes are gonna work because that room is so square. I just don't want fruit. No mangoes, no bananas. I love the texture and that you can feel the paint.
The paint is actually clay-based, so there's no off-gassing, and it's recyclable.
I kind of like this one, the vermicelli. Although I do think that the pattern's kind of tight and it might read as very busy in the room. I want a pattern that is like a medium size.
So they have the pinks, yellow, getting closer.
Ooh. This is the perfect size for that little nook. My next challenge is Olivia and John. Hopefully change will look a lot more appealing after I entice them with some samples. Now, I know it wasn't easy to make the decision to take out the cabinetry. Here are inspiration shots of the way the open shelving will look.
It's beautiful. I just couldn't picture it, but it's
Yeah?
gorgeous, yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Seeing the pictures of it, I think it's gonna look fantastic.
And look at how well it works with the backsplash.
I love it.
And then this countertop, it's crushed quartz composite. It's stain resistant, heat resistant, it's scratch resistant.
I really like it.
And here are the lights.
Oh, wow.
They have that traditional sort of retro feel that you're looking for, but they also feel modern. Here's what you're gonna really love. Isn't that gorgeous?
It looks like it's painted on. It's
It is
amazing.
painted on.
I think what she's come up with really will fit our lifestyle and the color palette that we've chosen, but I can't wait to get to the next stage and see everything finished.
We still have a long way to go, but with Olivia and John on board, removing the cabinets is already making a big impact. As for the cabinets we're keeping, the doors are being professionally sprayed so they'll last longer. Julia's bargain hunting for a table for the breakfast nook, and she's found an awesome set of shield back chairs. But since the zebra is a little too wild for our modern aesthetic, we're toning down the seat cushions in a durable blue linen that'll complement the wallpaper. Removing the arms is a smart way to breathe new life into vintage chairs. And once that's done, they'll be painted a fresh white. I've caught you in the action.
Yeah, you sure have.
It looks so much better without the cabinets.
Yeah, it's way brighter, airier. One issue we are gonna have here, we haven't quite figured out just yet, is how to vent the new hood fan out of here. Because, you know, the old fan was just blowing stuff right back in.
Yeah.
We gotta get that stuff out of the house. So we're gonna do that through this bulkhead over here and get a hole out of the house through the brick. It's gonna be a little bit of a surprise. I don't know what's in that bulkhead.
Okay.
Let's give her. Oh!
There's nothing in there.
There is absolutely nothing in there. No more surprise, now we know. I left you a little piece of wallpaper to tear off.
Oh, the room looks so much better without the wallpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This little room looks a little brighter now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Getting rid of the fruit is definitely satisfying, but next to go are Grandma's linoleum floors. Matching existing hardwood isn't easy, but we're aiming high by looking at color, plank width, and grain. That doesn't match. Too red. Too brown.
This is the one I thought was the closest.
Oh, this one is good. Because you know what? The plank is narrow like the original floors, and it's got a bit of this zebra pattern, and they have a few hits of the zebra grain
Yeah.
happening. This is 3/4, it's kind of thick.
The height difference we can actually take care of because we'll put in a reducer, which will just ease the transition.
Now that I can see how it's working together, it's gonna look great.
Good.
Oh my. To update Olivia and John's kitchen, we peeled off the fruit
I'm fruited out. It can go.
and eased Olivia's hesitation.
I just couldn't picture it, but it's
Yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. To spice up Olivia and John's kitchen, what better than colorful designer plates by artist Sally McCubbin, who creates funky glassware for modern spaces.
I work with glass because of the clean nature of the material. Not only is it amazing to work with in the hot state, but when it's cool, it's very smooth and the colors are uniform.
Sally, normally when I come into a place that makes glass, there's blow torches everywhere and it's boiling hot.
Yep, that's a hot shop. We're using cold glass and just heating it for the specific times we need to. It's all made just in an electric kiln. It's kind of a more socially responsible approach to glass making.
And you still produce a really gorgeous product. I need something traditional and feminine and modern, and these to me strike the perfect balance. So how do you make these? The technique at Timid is as unique as their designs. Instead of blowing hot glass, Sally works with it cold using a diamond-tipped glass cutter. You're gonna be able to use this.
Yeah,
Okay.
we save all our scraps.
And to get that gorgeous pop of color, she layers a vibrant piece of colored glass on top.
It's called fusing, so we're literally heating up the glass until it's so hot that both layers melt together into one. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the kiln.
Now see, that's glorious. The pieces fuse in the kiln for 12 hours, and then they're ready for Sally's quirky designs that give them their unique edge. It smells like pine trees and it looks like glue.
It's made up of finely ground up white glass. It's natural, so we don't need to wear masks.
Woo!
Nice.
Very nice.
So when we put this back in the kiln, the glass will melt slowly and take the form of a bowl.
Awesome. This is gonna be the perfect piece in Olivia and John's kitchen. Back at the house, things are starting to take shape. Julia did an awesome job matching the hardwood to the existing floors and was able to source it locally. Christian is working on venting a new stainless steel hood fan, while our fruit-free wallpaper is going up with some fumeless potato-based glue. The kitchen has been painted with its first coat of paint, and I'm really happy that we were able to save the cabinets because cabinets are about a third of the cost of a kitchen renovation, and we have extended their life. But what I am most excited about is our brand new hardwood floors. It's hard to believe that the old linoleum is underneath. And as for the match with the existing floors, it's fabulous, and the reducer makes it seamless. This is the ideal pattern for a room of this size. It's not too large that you can't focus in on it, and yet it's not too small that it reads as busy. This is the perfect paper for this nook. So far, so good. Now it's up to Christian to create a custom wine rack to fill the gap between the new slim fridge and the dishwasher.
Average wine bottles, 3¼ inches by 12 inches tall. Shelves that are 3½ inches wide to allow just a little bit more room for those odd-sized bottles. And they're a little bit less than 12 inches, so you can actually grab the end of the bottle. This wood was a really great find. This is 3¼ inch plywood. It's FSC rated from the Forestry Stewardship Council, and it's already primed. This is a relatively simple project. It's gonna have a major impact on this kitchen. Now I got all the shelves nailed onto one side. We'll fasten the other side on. Okay, I'm almost there. Just want to do a little detail that's going to make it look a lot more like the existing cabinetry. The thin wood veneer that has an iron-on surface to it gives the impression of solid material. Just a little bit of trim to put on this to really tie this piece together. The edging is sanded and ready for primer and paint. But first I want to install this right here.
What do you get when you mix modern with traditional? In this case, a lot of wow. The undermount sink has smooth, clean lines that I just love. And even though the backsplash is sleek, it still has lots of texture. And a low-flow faucet helps save water while washing dishes. Lights and small details are all that's left, and then it's time to add the pretty stuff. Olivia and John wanted to modernize Grandma's kitchen without letting go of the memories. After some cosmetic work and customized updates, we're so close I can taste it. Now for the best part, the finishing touches.
That's pretty.
Those are gorge. When you're styling a kitchen, function is just as important as beauty. And I like to divide a kitchen into different zones. This is the cooking and prepping zone. I like to have all my plates here, as well as all of the condiment containers. Keep them close to the range so that you can plate your meals as you make them. Keep the food in the cabinets and keep your good-looking plates and bowls on the shelves. Another zone could be a beverage zone, close to the fridge, close to your wine rack. When you have the luxury of additional counter space, get creative with what you display. Stack a pile of your favorite cookbooks and top it with something gorgeous. Small details make a big impact. This dated kitchen needed a facelift, and we were able to create a totally fresh look while still keeping its vintage charm. Finally, taking it from Grandma's kitchen to Olivia and John's.
Oh, wow, it's gorgeous.
It's a totally different kitchen.
It's stunning. When I first walked in the room, I was floored. I was really surprised how new the cabinets looked with just some new paint and some updated handles and hardware. They were still pretty, they still felt like the same space, but definitely something modern and younger. It feels so much bigger too. It really does.
It's not really bigger, but it feels bigger because we don't have these big cabinets looming in the window. So it's brighter, airier, more spacious. You have an oven that is not automatically at 500 degrees as soon as you start cooking.
Oh, what a concept.
And the wine rack? Wow. Love the backsplash.
I know that you were concerned about not having enough countertop space.
Yeah.
If you turn around, we built out the lip on this counter by another few inches.
I was so happy the way Sam integrated our styles, and there were little details that were really pretty and girly, which I loved. And yet there was the stainless steel appliances, the very masculine countertop. The all-over effect was perfect.
I want to know, what do you think your grandmother's going to think about the kitchen?
She'll be so surprised, and hopefully pleasantly surprised. You maintained a lot of the feel of the original kitchen, so.
You notice the floors.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Huge transformation. As soon as you walk through the front door, now the space isn't chopped up. You've got like a great sight line straight into the breakfast nook. No more fruit.
I know. Amazing. I love the breakfast nook. The table and chairs are just so beautiful, and the table matches the backsplash, and it feels cozy, and it feels like a prettier, newer version of the original breakfast space.
And how's it working for you, John?
I love it. I wasn't too sure what to think about the wallpaper, but
Yeah.
I love it. It ties the space together and gives it some color.
It feels so different. I can't wait to have breakfast in here. I don't think you always associate environmentally friendly with aesthetically appealing. And the space is beautiful, and ultimately, at the end of the day, the impact on the earth is fairly minimal.
Olivia and John's kitchen has been successfully updated without sacrificing the environment or any of its charm. And I think Grandma's pretty happy too.
She helped us with the kitchen.
Nice to meet you. Come in.
When my grandmother saw this space, I couldn't believe her reaction.
Very nice, I love it.
Oh, I'm so happy.
This is wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. I'm just so excited and so happy that she got to see the kitchen, and she loved it as much as we did.